The idea of the Pandavas going to hell and the Kauravas going to heaven is a lesser-known interpretation of the Mahabharata. In the traditional telling, both sides end up receiving the fruits of their actions, though not necessarily in the way you might expect. Here's the explanation. Pandavas' moral dilemma. The Pandavas, while upholding righteousness, Dharma, were not without their flaws. They lied, gambled away their kingdom, and caused immense bloodshed during the Kurukshetra war. These actions, although taken for a greater good, still carried consequences. Kauravas' downfall. The Kauravas, on the other hand, were undeniably evil. They lusted for power, resorted to deceit, and caused immense suffering to the Pandavas. However, according to some interpretations, their warrior's death on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, blessed by their ancestor, granted them temporary heavenly rewards. A test of character. After death, Yudhishthira, the eldest Pandava, is sent to a hell-like realm. Confused and upset, he witnesses his loved ones suffering. Here's where the interpretations differ. Illusion. Some versions say this is an illusion created by Yama, the god of death, to test Yudhishthira's character. Despite the suffering, Yudhishthira remains steadfast in his righteousness. He is then shown the Kauravas in a similar state, but their arrogance and lack of remorse contrast with the Pandavas' acceptance. Ultimately, Yudhishthira is granted access to heaven, balancing karma. Other versions suggest the Pandavas did experience a brief punishment for their actions before being allowed into heaven. This highlights the concept of balancing karma, where even good deeds can have unintended consequences. The final reward. In all interpretations, the Pandavas eventually reach their true reward in heaven. Their adherence to Dharma, despite its challenges, is ultimately recognized. It's important to remember that the Mahabharata is open to interpretation, and there are variations in the story. The key takeaway is that both the Pandavas and the Kauravas face the consequences of their actions, albeit in different ways.